computer. Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Hi,
Happy New Year.
Jay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. So today
My best wishes to you.
Thank you, Mom. So today we are going to discuss about a very crucial topic for missile defense systems to protect nations from airstrikes and missile strikes. And currently the conflict is going on in Ukraine, and we need to provide assistance to them and also to other developing nations who find it very difficult to have an elaborate missile defense systems which are very costly. So let's start this session by viewing the existing elaborate or missile defense system, which is very advanced, and let's have a look at that, and let's see what we have innovated in this space. So I'll start sharing my screen, and I'll show you the YouTube video of Rafael's multi-layered air and missile defense system and what we are trying to improve. So the aim of us is not to criticize any organization's current systems or something. It's just that we are showing the various technologies available and how we are going to improve the current technologies or aid the current technology. So let's have a look at the land, air, and sea defense missile defense system of Rafael. Mom, I will also show you another video which we are trying to tackle. So it's going to be the naval electronic warfare system. The reason why I'm showing this is to give you the background what we are trying to improve here. So this is going to be a naval electronic warfare system with jamming of guided missiles and also digital twins and other such concepts. Okay, now it's trying to jam here. So the jamming is going on and decoys are deployed. So the guidance system is affected. Also, they are going to create a digital twin after this. So the target would be misled. Or the enemy would go for another target instead of the. This is the interception, but the interception is not effective because one has escaped. So the interceptions are not effective, and then they go for the deflection decoy, where they have a digital twin of the ship. So this is a decoy. So it has the same heat signature, and they send it to a wrong location. So this all good, but there's a lot of firepower going on, so we can avoid that. That is what we are trying to achieve here. Okay. So now let's continue with our meeting that we have seen.
Rafael is the name VJ of the system.
Rafael.
Rafael.
Rafael is the name of the organization. So I'll show our presentation. Okay, the reason why I showed the second video was a lot of battle which is going on currently in Ukraine is from the Black Sea. So so it's a lot of naval warfare going on and naval electronic warfare. So that's the reason I show the second video and how these systems could be effective, but they are very costly. They are very costly. So they are advanced, they are good, but they are costly. So we are trying to innovate a few innovate in a few principles where it could be cost effective and developing nations could use the anti-missile defense system. So I'll show the agenda, what we are trying to do. So we are trying to create anti-missile defense, avoiding interception, and also jamming of guidance systems. So I'll reduce the screen size. Okay. Yeah. So what is the problem definition we are trying to solve? So I showed you the problem. The problem is a lot of firepower going on, a lot of cost involved, in the jamming system and also the interception system. They are very costly. And if you go for a combined system, it's very costly. Or even if you go for just the naval part of it, that's also slightly costly. So we'll try to describe our solution scape, what are the principles involved and how you create the solution and what a future expansion. So the problem definition as I was mentioning earlier, it's a lack of absolute accuracy. That is also again a problem. So you might have seen that one missile escaped the interceptors and it went through the system, and that had to be sent for a decoy, and a digital twin had to be created, and it was sent to a different target. So it is risky. The interception is not absolutely accurate in all the systems available in the world. And the associated risks involved, and jamming of guidance systems, again, a costly affair, unless they go for first principles and just use the voltage standing wave ratio and to jam the phase emitters of the guidance systems. So then what is our innovation? What is our role here? So we are using electrostatic repulsion of the strong forces of the standard model of physics to thwart the missiles and redirect to safe zones. We can either redirect it to safe zones or back to the initial location by backtracing the trajectory and arresting the movement of the missile and sending it back to the start location. It is quite possible because I've done the calculations for the amount of force involved, the mass involved. It's possible. And the procedures for guidance systems and interception can be avoided. So by means of interception, it means you send a missile and hit the incoming missile. So that is very accurate because you are matching trajectories at high speeds, high velocities like 24,000 miles per hour, or rather kilometers per hour. It's very it has to be very accurate. So that's pretty difficult. And even guidance systems jamming is a costly affair. So let's go for our principle. Our principle is going to use the standard model of physics. That's there for more than 30 years now, and we are going to use it in action. It's going to be in action for the first time in missile defense, and electrostatic repulsion for avoidance of interception. So electrostatic repulsion is very strong. So I'll give you an analogy. A few nano grams of a particle, subatomic particle, not even nanograms, even less than that, could handle a weight of 20 kilograms. So, you find the proportionality, you find the magnitude of how a small particle can handle such huge mass. So the same principle is we are going to use the repulsion between these particles, between these quarks, interquark interactions, and avoid the meson exchange. So meson exchange is the one which binds these forces inside the nucleus and does not allow it to decay and have a tremendous energy. So the tremendous repulsive force. So the meson is one which binds. So we'll try to regulate the meson exchange such that we will have a strong repulsive force which could be used to repel the incoming missiles. So here we are not using any interceptors, we are not using any jamming. So we're just using the electrostatic repulsion principle of the quarks. So we don't need a costly electromagnetic shield, expensive jamming of guidance systems, and other electronic warfare equipment.
Fantastic.
No, I tell you, like everything is based on first principles. It's all very simple. We just have to think of how we can use the existing concepts which are there for a long time in various fields. That's it. So they might not have thought of this field. They might have thought of other fields for the standard model of physics to understand the origin of the universe and things like that. But we could use for applications as well. So this is not very complex. It's just a simple application of Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law was there for a long time, and standard model came recently, but Coulomb's law is there for a long time. So we are just using the Coulomb's charge law, the interaction between two charged particles and the distance and the force involved. So here the principles involved is interquark interaction, as I was mentioning. So it could be a proton-proton or even other subatomic bodies. So proton-proton repulsion is huge. So it's pretty natural. See, positive and positive will repel. So it's huge, and these mesons are binding it and having an exchange, and otherwise the nucleus will decay, and it will emit the strong energy. So we are going to regulate this by means of something called a gluon. Okay, in the description of this video, I would give information about the standard model, what are the different subatomic particles involved. It's a very good animation, everyone can understand. Then you'll understand what is gluon, what is meson, what is quark, and things like that. So for now, I'll tell you gluon is something which helps the binding of these repulsive forces. And there are many types of meson. So we could use that's called pion. Am I saying it correct? Okay, pion, which is quite simple to control. And I have in fact written an email to the National Supercomputing Cyclotron Laboratory, which is a part of the National Science Foundation. So I hope we get the permission. We'll go there. It's nearby. It's just 50 miles from here. It's in East Lansing. We'll go there and we'll try to experiment our calculations. We'll reaffirm our concept. So what are the benefits of such a principle? So we are calculating the calculation of the interaction energy, that is the interquark interaction, and we'll try to remove a few mesons, not everything, and adjust it according to the range. So it can be a short range missile or a long range missile. We just have to match the range and get in the electrostatic propulsion working now. So this makes sense, right, Mom? Electrostatic propulsion. It's not electromagnetic repulsion. Sorry, repulsion, not propulsion. Electrostatic repulsion. Yeah. And
the low cost is Vijay. Low cost is
it's very low. It's a low
develop this kind of.
It's low cost. Because interceptors and guidance systems are the costly ones. Jamming of guidance systems are going to be costly, and also the digital twins, which I was talking about. There was a decoy where the ship created its digital twin, and the missile went to the wrong target. So such systems can be costly, but we are trying to just avoid it. It's a simple principle of you take an analogy of a magnet. Okay. Yeah, just to keep two magnets, it will repel. Yeah, simple principle. Yeah. So now it's happening at the interquark level, because the reason why I chose this is the amount of energy it can, amount of force it can control is huge. And I did the calculation, it can even control easily up to 10,000 giganewton. 10,000 giganewton, but all the missiles which are currently available in the world is not even reaching 6,000 giganewton. So we have covered it. So in future, even if they have ICBM, even ICBM is covered, it's less than 10,000 giganewton. And the impact also I've calculated the number of seconds and in which phase it's going to can be repelled, or it can even be stopped at the boost phase. It's not you have to just do some matching. And we can even do the back tracing of the trajectory. Back tracing in the sense we can back trace to the origin and arrest the movement of the missile and send it back to the origin. That is pretty cool. Like just arresting and keeping it there is one thing. Sending it back to the origin is going to be pretty cool. And what is the use of sending it back tracing trajectory, sending it back to the origin? How it is going to be used? How it's going to be useful in other fields? Let's say you have to understand the dynamics of neutron stars. The white dwarfs become neutron stars, and later on it becomes a black hole. So there's a short phase where from neutron stars goes to black hole. So that is controlled by something called the equation of state. So now if you do this back tracing of trajectory and other stuff, if you use in that field, we can understand the equation of state better, and we could control neutron stars better, and we could achieve type 4 civilization by energy utilization. pretty soon. And once we attain the type 4 civilization energy utilization standards, we could travel inter-universe. So till now we were able to travel only we can do only intergalactic travel. That is also slightly difficult with the current energy resources.
Yeah.
So intergalactic travel is type 3 civilization according to Kardashev's scale, and we have not reached that. So we'll reach type 4 with neutron stars. And what are we going to use these strong electrostatic repulsion for? Not only for missile defense, we are going to use it for centrifugal based control. Centrifugal, centripetal. You do know the difference of these two forces? Centripetal means you're attracting it to the center. Centrifugal means you're repelling it from the center. You have a radius. So there is a object at the radius, and you have the force at the center which repels it or attracts it. So that's centripetal and centrifugal force. So this in tandem with your vehicle motion stability interfaces and other stability programs could make a negotiation of curves pretty simple. So why do we tip over? Like there's a curve. You go very fast and negotiate the curve, and we tip over. You understand what are the meaning of tip over, right, ma'am? Yeah. So all these things, and when there's a snow and part of the road and part of the road is not with snow, so we'll have problems with the negotiation of curves. So these repulsion forces can assist that because I worked on VMSI and electronic stability program back in Bosch, and I know how it works. So we could try to simplify them. Okay, what is the creation of the solution we are discussing about? So this is a new paradigm in missile defense system by avoiding a component of interception, the most difficult and expensive and inaccurate part of existing missile defense systems. I call it inaccurate because even though it can be 95% accurate, still there's a 5% of inaccuracy, and that could be detrimental to our sites. So, so we'll have to avoid that, and usage of strong electrostatic repulsion taking place due to interquark interaction and utilizing the Coulomb's law of charged particles. Coulomb's law of charged particles is there for centuries now. So, and adjusting the range of repulsion depending on the attacking missile and extending the functionality to backtrace the trajectory to the origin. I explained these topics previously. So, and as I mentioned, neutron stars stability could be understood by backtracing, and we could become type 4 civilization pretty soon. Okay, and this is the byproduct of our principle. Okay, what is the future expansion? So future expansion, okay, current expansion is missile defense. Future expansion, we could even avoid meteors and meteorites. Because meteors, anyway, it's avoided by the atmospheric cover, which does not allow any foreign object due to the re-entry principle and heat involved in that. But still, you'll find some meteoroids and asteroids entering. There is a threat always. So we could avoid that by using the same principle of missile defense, just the same electrostatic repulsion. And usage in centrifugal and centripetal forces for proper negotiation of curves with minimum effort and risks. So the use of elaborate vehicle motion stability interfaces can be simplified. I was discussing our vehicle motion stability interface, right? So we could simplify it. And with the advent of AGI and Swarm AI, we can keep on improving this electrostatic repulsion based system, and we can improve it. And then what will happen is we can solve the neutron stars EOS problem. And once we solve the EOS problem of neutron stars, then we could become type 4 civilization. Okay, and this is our team. You might be knowing a team. Anna and
no, but it's very interesting.
Yeah.
This avoidance of meteors, meteorites, and asteroids. Whoa.
Yeah, natural disasters as well. We could avoid man-made disasters like missile attacks and even natural disasters. And this could be used even in many other fields. It's not applying only for objects, incoming objects. It could be applied even for, let's say, a tsunami or a tide. We'll try to investigate all those things. We could avoid those things. So then, yeah. This is our team. You know most of the members. Okay, now let's then the final one is don't confine yourself. So yeah, let's we have another 5 to 10 minutes. You could ask any questions if you have, or did you understand all the concepts? Even I was a bit I've a bit oversimplified for the benefit of people following our webinar. So I hope you appreciate the concept we are trying to propose. It may not be 100% accurate. We'll try to slightly modify. We'll go do some experimentation, slightly modify and make it working.
I think the way you are explaining in the presentation is very good. For
Thank you.
where, as you said, is simplifying the concepts only to present for the people for whom you are presenting this.
See, we don't want to generate.
Concept.
We don't want to generate any revenue or traction from this presentation. We just wanted to broadcast and put it on all social media so that people who are fighting, who are at the ground in Ukraine and other parts, let's say in Israel, people are fighting Hezbollah militants. In other parts where there is insurgency and rogue elements, there was a civilian aircraft that was hit in 2014. Many such things could be avoided by a simple principle, and that is our aim. We don't want any credit. Anyone can pick it up. I've already published the presentation on LinkedIn, so I hope there's some traction, and let's see how it works. And yeah, this is what I wanted to share today. And it's an auspicious day, the New Year's Day. Let this year end all conflicts of the world, and let's work towards drug discovery, reduction of timeline, longevity, cancer vaccine creation through telomerase dynamics, and a lot of constructive things like a global trade balance, nutrition, improvement of nutrition, happiness index, and ultimately it's going to be longevity. So let's work on those concepts and avoid conflicts, unnecessary conflicts. And I also mentioned in my post that the conflict zone, the war is a proving ground for weapon industry. So the people who produce weapons, they want wars ongoing all over the world so that they could test their equipment live. So we could have all testing going on, and people won't accept the credibility of the weapons unless there's a live war going on. So I'm sorry to be brutally honest, but the weapon industry wants wars to happen in the world because it's $1 trillion industry. And though I'm a pacifist, I have designed this missile defense system because defense is not bad. Preemption is always bad. We are trying to defend innocent people, children, schools by being hit by missiles. So we are trying to safeguard children and other civilians who are innocent and who did not start the war. So we are trying to help them. We are pacifists, but we will do we can design defense systems. Yeah. So thank you, ma'am, for joining, and have a wonderful day ahead, and Happy New Year once again.
Oh my dear. You are my genius. Yes.
No, man, I don't know. This could have been designed by anyone. Like, it's just application of Coulomb's law and electrostatic repulsion. It's pretty simple. It's nothing novel. So let's end this call, and we would.
But to make this available, it's the secret.
Yeah, it can be easily done because there are particle accelerators all over the world. I just found one near my place in East Lansing. Yeah, CERN is there. A lot of particle accelerators. So you can use any particle accelerator to test these concepts, the interquark interaction and electrostatic repulsion, and we could adjust the range and we could control objects, incoming objects. It's pretty simple.
Oh,
thank you, ma'am. And
proud of you. Proud of our company. Proud of your genius.
Yeah. I've tagged National Science Foundation. Then we could
love this kind of concepts.
Yeah, I'll tag CERN and Department of Energy and others. and a few other Jefferson Laboratory and a few other particle accelerators, Argonne National Laboratory. We'll tag them and let's see what is the response. Maybe we are totally wrong. You never know, but it's an attempt. I made the calculations and it was quite plausible. So I feel it will work. Thank you, Mom, and have a wonderful day.
Okay, Vijay.